Chapter 9 is entitled Abraham and Promise, and I try to go really hard on the idea that the God of the Bible is a God who makes and keeps promises. And the real game changer that is for our view of time, our view of ourselves, our view of God, of course, and our view of reality. And I try and tease out various ways in which the idea of God as a covenanting God, a God who would choose to keep himself to things he has promised to his creatures, is a fundamental figure, using that term from the introduction, a figure of reality, a figure of the world for Christians. I just want to pick out one point from this Abraham chapter. It's not the main point, but it's one that I find particularly beguiling and just beautiful, I guess. So I wanted to talk about it on the video. And it's the idea of particularity. So a lot of people have a problem with the idea that God would reveal himself to one particular man, Abraham. Because there's a sense in modernity that, well, truth should be universal and abstract, shouldn't it? Why is God choosing one man and neglecting all the others? And I tease that out into a discussion of our idea of particularity, the place that particularity plays in modern society, and the way that we've devalued particularity in favour of the abstract in a number of different ways. And one of those ways is in relation to aesthetics. So it's common to make a distinction between the beautiful and the sublime. The beautiful inheres in particular objects. You have a beautiful rose, you have a beautiful man, a beautiful woman, a beautiful forest, etc. But the idea of the sublime is a contentless, in the way that Kant sets it up in his third critique, of being overwhelmed, such that one's categories are blown. And David Bentley Hart, who's written very well on this in The Beauty of the Infinite, talks about the way in which the sublime has overshadowed the beautiful in the modern aesthetic. And one consequence of this, I think, is we've lost the dignity of particularity in lots of different ways. And one thing that the Abraham narrative does, it's not the main thing, and it's not the main thing in the chapter, but one thing that it beautifully does is that it reasserts the dignity and the value of particularity in a way that is content-full, not just sort of I'm nerding out again philosophically here, not just the singularity of postmodern thinkers, which is an absolute alterity. Anyway, be that as it may, Abraham, I think, is great news culturally that he is an individual and that he is a specific individual, is what I'm trying to say.